Today
is a wonderful day.
Today
is a marvelous day.
Today
is a beautiful day. Let every heart rejoice.
Today
is a wonderful day.
Today
is a marvelous day.
Today
is a beautiful day.
Say,
let every heart rejoice.
Thank you for a time like this.
reading.
We thank you to have been. That so many of us has been in this business of marriage for years, and up till now you have seen us through. And for the younger ones that are coming to the business, we pray that you continue to cement our marriage. May your love continue to reign in everything that we are going to do. May you take control and be with us. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen. Yes, thank you very much. We call our brother. I thank him so much for today for coming. So we call our brother, the evangelist, and also the marriage counselor. I will speak on that topic, domestic violence. Let us know what domestic violence is all about. Yes, brother. Yeah, I want to call my wife. I don't know whether she's around. You should come and have seat. Thank you, brother.
Yes, I greet all of you, brethren. Good afternoon. Yes. I'm happy to be in your midst. I'm honored, deeply honored, to stand before you to speak on the subject of domestic violence. I want to say that there are many challenges that you have when it comes to marriage. Many. And I also want to start by saying that the problem of marriage, or the challenges of marriage, it does not know religion. That you are a Christian, say you no go get challenge of marriage in a life. It does not know age. Say, this person, he don't old, now 100 years, he sabi everything about marriage, they no go fight again. No. It does not know educational level. Say, this person get PhD, so they no go fight again. It does not know that. Even people who are marriage counselors, I've seen some of them, they have challenges in their marriage. So it is something that is worth learning about. Sometimes the things that people fight over that causes quarrel, they are very little things. But if you understand how it works, if you understand how God wants us to be in a marriage, then it can be easier for us. Some of us have been able to control ourselves because we are Christians, and we want to say, I don't know how the church will look at me. The church will frown at what I do, and then we try to control ourselves, most especially when we are in the church. But when we are home, we are a different human being. Now, like I said, domestic violence is one out of several challenges of marriage. There are so many challenges of marriage. What you are facing may be different from what another person may be facing. And we talk about domestic violence because it's a concept that is disturbing so many people in the world today. There are so many agencies, both government and non-governmental agencies, that are interested in this subject because it's a big problem. What we see every day, what people do every day. I will talk about some of those things as we go on. I have a quote here from Wikipedia. Please pay attention. It says, on the 27th of February, 2021, The Guardian, Nigeria, recorded in their Saturday edition that cases of domestic violence are on the high rates, especially the physical aspect of it. They reported that at least once a week, there is a case of man beating, maiming, killing his wife, And in some rare cases, a woman dealing with her husband in like manner. What are they saying? That once every week, there's always one case of domestic violence. You may not know, but if you go through the social media, if you don't see it in Punch, you see it in Tribune, or you see it in Vanguard, somewhere. There's always one case on the social media. That is what we find. That says that the problem is a serious problem. And the paper went on to say that for the women, that is rare. I don't think it's true. Most of the time, we hear that a woman will cut off the husband's private part. Not only men they do domestic violence, so women they do. I've seen it on the social media where the woman is holding the man's private part and police was interrogating her. I think about 2 years ago, there was another lady that stabbed the husband to death. So it's a very serious matter. What is domestic violence that we are talking about? This domestic violence. What is it? We need to know because it's something that affects all of us. I've been able to draw some lessons from the United Nations website. That's to tell you how far it has gone. Because even the United Nations, they are worried, they are concerned about this. So they have a whole lot of package, a whole lot of lecture on domestic violence. And they define domestic violence as such. It says domestic violence is also called domestic abuse. It's also called intimate partner violence and can be defined as a pattern of behavior in any relationship that is used to gain or maintain power and control over an intimate partner. So take note, there are three terms that are used interchangeably. When you hear domestic violence, it's the same as domestic abuse. It's the same as intimate partner abuse. And they say these people that commit this domestic violence, they have established a kind of pattern that you see. This pattern, they use it to intimidate or have control over their partner, their intimate partner. It's usually, why do they call it domestic? Because it's something that happens at home, in your house. It's between, and who are the people at home? The husband, the wife, the children. So we are going to see how it affects all of them. Who is a victim of domestic violence? Who is a victim? Because the primary reason why people talk about domestic violence is because they are worried about the victim. Somebody is affected. So who is the victim? Anyone can be a victim of domestic violence, regardless of age. It can be a young person. It can be a little girl. It can be a wife. Even some grown-up people, you find an elderly man of 60 punching the wife. So you will not say, because this one an old man, you no go do am, or this na old woman, you no go receive those kind of things. So it can be a young girl, it can be an old woman, any age, it doesn't matter. It can be any race, whether black or whether Oyibo, whether Chinese or all of them face domestic violence. It's everywhere, it's all over the world. And that is why United Nations is interested in it. Gender, it can be sex, like I said earlier. It can be a man, it can be a woman that is faced. Some men, I don't see a woman where they beat her husband. No. Many years, I think I was pretty young then, where we were staying. This woman was beating the husband. The man go hold pillar like this, say, "He don't come home, he don't come home, make una hold am, make una hold am." The woman, they beat her. So, a woman can be violent, a man can be violent, but the one that is very common is the man that is violent to the wife. Sexual orientation does not matter. You know, sexual orientation, as in say, who are they going to be violent to? It can be any of the sex that they will be violent to. Faith does not matter. I mean, we know they see men where they violent for church. Sometimes they go come report the matter to the church, and the man will say, "This one are my family. Say make una no interfere. It is my family." So we also see it. It doesn't matter whether it's a Christian, whether it's a Muslim, Whether it's a pagan, it doesn't matter. Domestic violence affects everybody. And class, high class or low class, what we mean is that those who are rich, they also suffer domestic violence. Poor people also suffer domestic violence. They come in different ways. For lack of time, we are not able to go beyond that. We want to look at the effects of domestic violence. How does it affect the victim? The person that feels the pain, the person that takes it all. We are going to look at about 5 ways how it affects. This is very, very important, so pay attention. It can affect the person physically. Some of these things we already know. There's physical abuse. The man will turn the wife into punching bag. Boom, boom. And then what will happen? You see the face swollen. Sometimes it can lead to death. When we say physical abuse, that is an abuse. You know? So it affects the person physically because they do by beating, hurting, and sometimes they maybe unintentionally. You go hold the neck. I've seen a case where a man, the wife was pregnant, heavily pregnant. He pinned the woman neck like this for her because what happened? He question her. They see you with one girl inside motor. The other day, they drive you. You don't dey monitor me. I say hold the neck for up like this. So these things they happen. That is physical abuse. Another one that we have is sexual abuse. Those who face domestic violence, they are sexually abused sometimes. Whether the woman is ready or not, I want to do it. I want to do it. No. Sometimes it leads to even rape. Some will say wife wey dem marry dey rape am. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Say wife wey dem marry dey rape am, you go jail. You can rape your wife. There must be consent. If there is no consent, you shouldn't do that. Why? If you are happily married, you know it's something that you should do joyfully and not forcefully. You get it. Marriage is not supposed to be pain. Sometimes they even want to do absurd things with the woman. So the woman is abused sexually. Another one is emotional abuse. Emotional. You know how the person where they go through all those things, in mind no go dey at rest. He cannot be happy. You know, there's a lady that had the husband is a military man. Anytime where the husband call like this, now so he go dey shake. He go dey shake. You know, say hey, if you no pick this phone, if you run come out for bathroom naked to come carry phone because he dey fear say if you no pick that call, the husband come see am later. He go say wetin you dey do wey you no pick my call. This thing don come. So that fear, emotionally, you know, they are not stable because of that kind of thing. You understand what I mean? Another one is economical abuse. I'm sure we don't think of this, but it's part of it. When a woman go marry man, you don't look well. I say you don't look well because sometimes you see these things. You come marry man, when we say he head no settle. Every time he want to go take drug, he go say, "Give me money, give me money." You never hear that one. Give me money. Go give her the money. Na so you go collect money from her. You go give her excuse. Say, need to say you don't give me this money since I for don't make am since. Now you dey cause her. Go bring money. She will go to any length to get money. She will sell her property to give to the man. You understand? So you have that. I think about 4 weeks ago or 5 in Ogun State, a woman was killed by the husband. What happened? The woman don't build school. The husband said make you give am the document of the school. The woman said no go give am. He continued to pressure her until one day he got physical. Used padlock, hit her, and that was how the woman died because he wanted to collect that property from her. And I'm sure he has been collecting money from her several. So there's economic abuse. There's also psychological abuse. Psychological. Go look you. Where you go? Where you wan carry your children go? Better stay for here. You say go think am. I've seen it. A woman who came to us say, police even wan help her. Police say this beating is too much. Let us help you. He said, don't worry, leave am, everything is fine. And she privately told us that wetin go happen to her children. What will she do? That is psychological abuse. Play psychology on her. Look at the day so, who go marry you again? You wan go now? He said go dey for there, die for there. So you have physical abuse, you have sexual abuse, emotional abuse, economical abuse, and psychological abuse. Number 3, what are the causes of domestic violence? What causes it? There are two major things involved. We need to go deeper on this, because sometimes when you look at these people, the things they do, you begin to wonder, why do they do this kind of thing? The man go don beat the woman finish. After he don beat am, blue, black, all the face don swell up. Later, he go come kneel down. Abeg, honey, no vex, na devil. Sometimes you even buy am something. You understand? There's something wrong somewhere. So we want to look at this, examine it critically. You have remote and immediate causes. We are going to explain it. The remote and immediate causes. So the first one is immediate causes we are going to talk about. The immediate are the ones you see. The ones that are obvious that you see, those are immediate causes. But it has something behind that is triggering that immediate causes. Those are the remote causes. So these immediate causes are things like disagreement over finance. I mean, couples disagree over finance every day, don't they? Money no dey. Children school fees you pay now, but they no dey wound themselves. But what makes the other man to go further? We are going to find out those remote causes. So among the immediate causes, you have finance, disagreement over finance, because any little thing will trigger them. Bring money for food, na problem. Now they even dey collect money from the woman. You know. Another one is disagreement over sex. It shouldn't be an issue between a wife and a husband. They talk about it, but it will lead to anger, quarrel, fighting, and all that. That is what you see. You see disagreement. 3 days I won't do, no let me do. You see all those things. Another one is a shift of attention from husband to children. As a woman grows older in a marriage, children will come. So attention will go to the children. This man, it will offend them. Say no, they get time for me. They waiting every time I call you, they give me excuse. You understand? But that is what we see. Another one is negative habits. Drinking or addiction to drugs. When you don't drink, you say, this man don't drink, now make him behave like that. You become violent to the wife. Another one is disrespect. You go say the wife disrespect her. Not be say really disrespect her more. What did they worry you? They crazy? You don't they disrespect me. You don't feel greet me well. You bring food come, you don't finish down, give me the food. All those things. But it's beyond all that. Another one, immaturity. This boy is very young, maybe now make and behave like that. But that is what we see. That is young. It may be beyond that. So those things happen. Now let's look at the remote causes. The one that we don't see practically. The ones that are really causing the problem. Number 1, uncontrolled anger. The person has, by nature, is somebody that is temperamental. He gets angry easily. And for that reason, when they talk money matter, if boy know don't come on hand, they give blow. Not be that money matter be the problem. He's not able to control his temper. That is the problem. Do you get it? Another one is jealousy. He's naturally jealous. Who be that man wey drop you now? Where you dey come from? You just say na market you go. He's jealous. Say another man wan carry. He's naturally jealous. That is the things that you don't see. But what you see is that this man in wahala too much. I just go market, go buy this thing. Say I don't go another place. The man a jealous man. It's something that is inherent in him. Another one is impatient. The man is not patient. Before you talk one, whoa, don't give me start. Say na money matter. Say the thing wey you say make you do, you no do am. No be that one. The man has impatience. He's naturally impatient. This one again, we don't even see it at all. That is past, unpleasant past experience. You don't, when he dey young, he dates this girl, you no do am well. That one, you no do am well. So that transfer, say all these women are the same. They're useless. They no dey treat women like that. Say you go reset in brain. Give am slap, you go reset in brain. I don't know whether I don't hear that kind of thing. That's all they talk. You go get a slap, you go reset in brain. Now experience when you don't get before, you bring come. Coupled with all the other things wey dey in am. Another one is external negative influence. External, that is from friends, from family. You get it. The friends, they feel they give them bad advice. Say, you don't understand, they don't do woman like that now. You don't know how you go take the handle now. Now you be man now, you go dey tolerate that nonsense. You go slap her now. You know some friends, they take advice. Meanwhile, for your own house, you know they do that one, no. Maybe na your wife dey control herself. You go dey tell your friends, say, you go give her a slap. Say, we can't nonsense with that one. Then they do woman like that. That's not one. The other one, I've seen this one. The papa, na wife beater. So you don't learn from the papa. This one is a true life experience, I'm telling you now, that I've seen. Anyway, there's no one that is not true life experience. All these things will happen. I've seen all of them. The papa na wife beater. And as they grow up, two things will happen. Number one, you say yes. Now so that they beat woman. Because the papa they beat him mama, now so that they beat woman. That's one thing that will happen. The other one that can happen is that the man will say, I like this marriage will be me, I don't go marry you. You understand? So we will take one. But which one good? No one good. No one is good. So those influences can affect them. Then sometimes they force the man into the marriage. When they force the man into the marriage, what will happen? He doesn't love the woman. Maybe they see they keep the old girlfriend or the side chick. And then you will see all those kind of experiences. Now the woman will take all the hits. If the woman, they look the woman like enemy, will irritate her. So when you look at it, you find that you are able to see some of these things that cause it. Some are obvious, some are not obvious. That's why we say some are immediate. Una go settle quarrel. The thing wey dey make una dey settle quarrel, not be that one be the problem, but na the one wey una dey see. There are things behind. So those are some of the things in domestic violence. Other ones that you can see, there's also economic factor. The way Nigeria be now, everybody eye the red. Some men cannot control themselves. You know, things are hard. It will turn into aggression to the woman. Those ones are there. Then greed. The man can also be greedy. You know, and out of that greed that he has for other women, you know, I call it greed. The women where they carry as a womanizer. They like to carry women here and there, here and there. At the end of the day, if the woman question her, na beat him, and go follow. So much is about that. What are the consequences of domestic violence? This domestic, because everything that happens in life, there are consequences. As in, it will lead to another thing. What are the consequences? He said for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I don't know whether I understand that one. Science, look at no verse. I'm the science student. For every action, there will be a reaction. You know? So all these things, they have consequences. So we have divorce or separation as number one. When you don too much, wetin go happen? The woman don tire. If the man don tire, he go say no do again. So there will be divorce, there will be separation. These are things that we see, and they are happening every day. Another one is negative effect or influence on the children. Like I said earlier, pikin wey dey see a girl child seeing the father beat the mother every day, what will be in his mind, her mind? If not like this marriage, babe, me I no go marry you. That's the girl's mind. The boy's mind, we go, the papa don dey tell am say women stubborn o, if you no beat them well well, their head no go correct. Wetin the boy go do? When he sef marry, na that thing he go carry for head enter marriage, and that is how he be beating the wife as well. So it doesn't, the effect is not good on the children. Another one is a negative effect on the church. Have you writing?
Yes.
And they carry matter come every day.
Although we don't have it here.
Oh, glory to God. Open a clap for ourselves. That is good. I'm happy to hear that. Yes. When you have peace, you appreciate God for it. Church, we dey hear am. If totally the thing they go meeting, he go meeting, say this so thing happen for so place. They go fight. When they fight, church go come settle. They call the leadership of the church to come and settle. It don't affect them, it never affect them. So that is one way it affects them. When I go disturb the church. Another one is public disturbance. Your neighbor, hey, they don't keep you, you don't keep you. They go run come every day now alone now. But these are the things that happen. These are the effects that you see. Then there's physical injury. When there's domestic violence, physical injury. You go here say, I mention am, they caught somebody. That one I say I'm plenty. There was a time, I think I did some research, and then I stumbled into an article, a publication in the newspaper. The report was that 2 weeks, just barely 2 weeks after one lady killed the husband, stabbed the husband for cheating, another one happened again, stabbed the husband also for cheating. So you can see that these things happen. Once you don't stab the person, if they no die, we we'll call them physical injury. Sometimes they go cut body part. All those guys say, you this man. Now this thing where you take the carry the girl up and down, we no let you sleep abi, I go cut and comot. I don't see and they don't cut and comot. Yes, so they put am for camera, you hold am like this. Police say make you hold am. Say na cut am. Say this one wey need to do so, you no wan make you do am again. Say so now, if you can't die, encore. So they do that. Another one is damage to property. The woman go just come out like this, carry anything wey dey inside, the motor, windscreen, whoa, television, whoa, you go they destroy everything for house. When everything don't end, body go come calm down. Television of 250,000, you don't spoil am. The motor windscreen of 170,000, you don't spoil am. So it cause damage to property as well. That is how bad domestic violence is. Yes. So another thing is that it causes poverty. This one sounds strange. Poverty in the sense that when this domestic violence is there, they cannot sit together to plan to do things. At the end of the day, what will happen? They will be in the position that they are. I cannot go to meet my husband and say, honey, why not let us plan, let's do it like this. Because I'm afraid. Say you go slap me. So you tell me say I don't know abi. Boa. So they will remain where they did. And you don't get anything. You no more listen. Because your wife won't prove say sabi pass you. So those are some of the things. What are the signs? It's important that we know the signs, the things that we see in this domestic violence. So that you as a woman, you begin to prepare your mind. You begin to know that something is wrong somewhere. And you take a decision. One of the things that they do is that they embarrass or make fun of you in front of your friends or family. I got all this from United Nations and I felt that it was adequate enough for our learning. To tell you how these people are really concerned about the domestic violence. They've been able to make a catalog of all these things. The behavior pattern that you see, you said the people have a pattern. These people that are domestically violent, they have a pattern. One of them is that they embarrass or make fun of you in front of your friends or family. Few days they talk with your friend. What did they worry you? I don't tell you, say make you come over for here, come they sit down for here with this woman. What do they talk to? Oh yeah, go home. Oh yeah, go home. In front of your friend, in front of your colleague, in front of your family, they don't care. Your mother can come and visit you. Say, well, get up and go and make food for me. You're here, which kind of talk when they talk? No regard, no respect. So you see this kind of thing. Number 2 is that they put down your accomplishment. If you have gone to school as a woman, some of the men don't want you to use that school to work. They don't want you to work. So make you be housewife. Because another man will come carry you from there. Say, wait till they go to Ashago, wait till they go to there. Now those men you won't go sleep. Don't go there. Stay here. The worst that will happen, you won't even try if you push up for you. So that he will monitor you well. Many of them will say they don't want you to work. So those your career. The BSc where you don't go get masters, you the intimidator. So you don't want to make you use them to work. So make you stay there. Number 3 is that they make you feel like you are unable to make decisions. Now you say make you no work. But they call you out there. Say Siam, you don't know anything. What do you know? You want to I bet you don't even let you talk. So they do that. Those are some of the things you see. Number 4, they use intimidation or threat to gain accomplishment, compliance. From the tone of the way I've been talking, you will see intimidation. Somebody who is always shouting at you. You're not going to talk now. If you talk, hey, boom, na slap. So they talk, you they talk. Those are some of the things that you see. And you find it even in the church among brethren. So once you are beginning to see all those things, know that there's danger. Number 5, they will tell you that you are nothing without them. Where you won't go now? Where you will start from? Where you won't go? These children there, where you go? Like the other lady said, my children now, how will I do? How would I take care of them? They make you to have that feeling that if you come out here, no way. You will not also now. Which man will look you? See as you be. Better stay there. They say all those kind of things. Anything can come out of their mouth. They treat you roughly. They can grab the woman anyhow, push the woman anyhow. Say I'm all there. Mumu, all those kind. I better come out from my side. They do all those kind of things. They don't. There's no restriction. They call you several times at night or show up to make sure you are where you said you would be. Most especially this happens mainly for the young ones. Where you dey? Where you dey? You don't go now 1 hour, I never see you. Where you dey? You go to monitor you up and down. What do you go do for that place? What do you go do for that place? I think it was 3 weeks ago. One happened at is it Warren? Yeah. Now the little girl, like I said, it can happen not only the wife, it happens to the children too. The little girl, he come out, go enter the neighbor house. The papa come here say go neighbor house. He flog the girl die. The girl died. You understand? They want to be in control. They don't want you to go to anywhere. They see you. Those are some of the things. Number 8, they will use drugs or alcohol as an excuse for saying hurtful things or abusive things. When they don't beat the wife finish, say na that thing when I drink now, na that thing when I smoke, na that thing cause no vex, no vex. My eye no clear that time, no vex. Who force am to go drink that thing? Those are some of the things you see. Then number 9, they will blame you for how they feel or act. If they are not happy, now you be the problem. They are actually never happy. And they always blame the partner for it, that they are the cause. See now, that money, if say you don't give me that money, KBF don't start that business. But you don't give me the money. And if you give them the money, you go take and go drink, you go take and go carry other women. but now they blame you, saying that you make her no move forward, because one of the characteristics is that some of them are lazy. Not all of them, some are lazy. So they will blame you. Number 10, they will pressure you sexually for things you aren't ready for. They pressure you sexually. You see, this one is deep. I've seen a lot of things concerning this aspect. Some I cannot even, it's heavy for me to say. The way they want it, that is how they will give it to them. They go, they beat you like animal to have sex. Sometimes they want to have anal sex, whether you like it or not. They do all those kind of things. A lot of things happen in the bedroom that you don't know. A lot of our brothers do things that you don't know. A lot of our sisters are going through pains that you don't know. When we come, we will wear fine clothes. Brother, sister, I'm fine, no. Well done, no. But she's going through something hard that she will not tell you. So they are used sexually, like I said. And sexually in a manner that there are things you don't want to do, you don't like to do. Maybe it is dirty. Maybe it is ugly. Maybe it is painful. They will force you to do it. Another one is that they make you feel, that is number 11, they make you feel like there is no way out of the relationship. They make you feel there is no way out. Say, look, if you move, I will kill you. If you try it, I'm going to kill you. They threaten you so that you stay in that relationship. 12, they prevent you from doing things you want, like spending time with your friends or family. We heard of the story of Osinachi. Yes. You see some of the things that they claim that the husband was doing. Her twin sister, they said the husband did not allow her to even relate with her twin sister. Cut her away from the family, cut her away from friends. Because they feel the friends will influence their wife or something. So they do that as well. The last one is they try to keep you, that's number 13, they try to keep you from leaving after a fight, or leave you somewhere after a fight to teach you a lesson. What we see is that you go don't beat the woman, beat her, after I beat her, you go come out, you go lock the door so that she no go anywhere. So that when you come, you go say there, I want to teach you a lesson. Make you know say na me be man. So they do all those kind of things. Now, there are some remedies that I put down here. Remedies as in solution. There are two parties involved. The one who is the victim and the other one who is committing this offense. So we have to give some remedies to each party. Now the remedies for the victim, as a victim, what do you do? Because we cannot say these things without giving remedy. Number 1, you seek advice from the church leaders. As somebody who is attending a church, somebody who is a Christian, from the church leader, somebody that the person will respect when they talk to the person. That is number 1. Number 2, you need to seek marriage counseling. Somebody needs to counsel you. In this part of the world, we don't have so much of marriage counseling. Abroad, there's a lot of marriage counseling. They do that a lot. Then, there are also relevant agencies that you can call when the thing is getting out of hand. We have the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violation Agency. If you go on Google, you see other agencies. I'm talking about Lagos own because we are in Lagos here now. They have phone number, you can call them, and then you talk to them that you are going through this kind of thing, and they can be able to assist you on it. Because some cases, the husband might be very rich, and the woman is from a poor background. So she's afraid. But there are people that can back you up, that can support you when you go to these agencies. So the last one is, if it's your life becomes threatened, that's number 4. You exit a toxic marriage. Don't stay and die in a marriage. Anybody that teaches you in the church and say marriage for better for worse, you stay there and die, is an error. If your life is threatened, exit a toxic marriage. Okay? That is for that. Now, remedies for the perpetrator. the one who is committing the crime, because most of the time they don't accept that they are doing something wrong. If they are willing to come out of it, because they do sometimes and they come to start begging, I'm sorry, it's the devil's work. If you want to come out of it, there's a way to come out of it. First, you need to accept that you are wrong and need help, because your action is contrary to the word of God. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25. It says, husband, love your wives even as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. Christ, you see the comparison, the way Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. What is the man doing? He's doing the opposite. He said he loved his wife and want to kill his wife. Is that what Christ did? No. Christ loved, he said the church is the bride of Christ. And he says, husbands, love your wife even as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. The man is saying love the wife and he want to kill the wife. So the first thing the man needs to do is to accept that he has a problem. You need to accept that. Accept you are wrong and need help. The next stage for him is to seek counseling on marriage. Let him understand what is marriage. I did an episode and I was asking a lot of people, why did you get married? And I was receiving different the younger ones, they had different responses, and the older ones had different responses. Some say they married because they want to satisfy their sexual urge. Some say they married because they want to be a preacher. Different things. But by the time you get into the marriage, you begin to see different behavior, different reaction. Do you get it? Why did you get married? Have you ever thought of it? Why you got married? And the reason you got married, do you still have that perception that it's the right reason to get married? Just think about that. So, as a penetrator, you need to seek counseling on marriage. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 20, it says, hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter days. You must receive instruction for wisdom. You get it. So if you are ready to let go of this problem, because it's a problem that you have, it's a big one, you must seek counsel on marriage. Then you must seek anger management counseling. We don't have that one much here in Nigeria, but abroad they talk of anger management. Even in your place of work, if you are getting angry too much, they take you to the class. You sit down in a session and then you begin to talk. They help you psychologically to come out of this problem of anger. Colossians chapter 3 verse 8 says, but now ye also put off all this. You must put it off. Anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthiness, communication out of your mouth. You must put it off. So which means you need to work towards removing these things from your system. Number 4, you must abstain from the bad habit. Sometimes these bad habits, they also influence you. The drinking, the alcohol. When the eye no clear again, you can't get away. You know, all those things. So, but when you abstain from it, it doesn't influence your behavior. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 22 says, abstain from all appearances of evil. I think we all know that Bible passage. So, if you can start this way, it will go a long way to help you. In conclusion, anyone that is a perpetrator of domestic violence should stop it. If you are into domestic violence, beating your wife, you should stop it. If you are among those who say, if you never beat her brain no go reset, you should stop it. You don't do that. It is a sin because it is contrary to the will of God, as we read earlier. That you should love your wife, even as Christ loved the church. If you are doing the opposite, you are going contrary to the will of God. So it is a sin. To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not is what? Sin. It is a crime according to the law of most societies for you to beat your wife. You have no right. You try it, you go to jail. It's just that in this part of the country we don't know our rights. So women take all sorts of rubbish that they are not supposed to take. the Lagos State Domestic Violence Law, section 18G. It says something about the domestic violence that it says nobody is allowed to beat his fellow person, and that includes your wife. So these are things that we should know. Domestic violence is something that is not good. We must stay away from it. Let us continue to live as true children of God and live in love, and our marriage will be blessed in Jesus' name.
Amen.